Hello. Can you hear me? Sound check, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try to make myself some vegetables because I've only been eating peanut butter. And we need more than peanut butter, even though peanut butter is great. There are some things I want to talk about tonight, but I'm curious what you guys want to talk about on this lovely, lovely Valentine's Day. I'm going to be processing some carrot and zucchini. And I am boiling some peas for some protein. You just got laid off. Welcome to the club. Sorry that you're in the club, but welcome to the club. Hi, Washington Heights. I'm so sorry you're part of this laid off, fired, unemployed, unappreciated, underpaid club, but we got a lot of people in here. You are both getting over COVID. I mean, I technically didn't get laid off. I got fired. Those are different things, right? I have you next to the window, so I'm farther away from you, but hopefully the reception is better here. Yeah. Why are people so out of the loop? You clearly don't love me enough. I've been fired for I've been fired for over 4 months now, so this is not news, girl. What are we cooking? A little salad, zucchini, chili oil salad, and it's gonna get tossed together with some green peas that I'm boiling on the stove here. And we're just gonna snack whatever I want to later, but I figured we'll start with some vegetables because I've not been good about it. And we're also gonna taste test this tomato powder that I got from Burlap and Barrel. It's a huge container, but I'm hoping to really experiment with the applications of this. I love tomato flavor, and when tomato is out of season, I always wonder how I could get the flavor of tomato into things. And since this is a dehydrated form, I'm pretty excited to see if I could like bake it into crackers, put it into biscuits, you know, baking applications, maybe when you don't want as much liquid. So we're gonna taste test this later. Maybe it'll go into our salad. I don't know yet, guys. I don't know yet. I will slice up the zucchini. We're going to go into triangles of zucchini slices. I'm gonna salt it very, very lightly to draw some water. We're gonna drain it. In the meantime, we're gonna shred our carrots, and we're going to make sure these peas are cooked all the way through. So, shakshuka with dry tomato? You crazy person. I wonder what shakshuka would taste like without juicy tomatoes. I mean, the eggs in shakshuka are cooked in the juicy tomatoes. Would it be shakshuka without tomatoes? Like, fresh tomatoes? You got me thinking there. Wow. My life, it may never be the same again. But also, staying the same is an illusion and you never are the same. But we like the crazy folks here. We're gonna go a little fancy because I ran out of cheap salt and I haven't restocked it yet, but we're gonna use a little bit of Portuguese sea salt on here. Don't judge me. This is what I have, so I'm gonna use it. And no, I did not buy that fancy sea salt. That was taken from the test kitchen like many years ago. Fred does not live with me. You guys have been way too out of the loop, friends. Nobody knows what's going on in my life anymore, huh? Dang, girl. How long you think Fred has not been in my life consistently? It's okay. I won't judge you for not loving me enough. That's cool. It's good to know that some of you have your own lives. These changes of my life have very much been a thing since November of last year. Has anyone seen the Japanese animated movie Perfect Blue? Perfect Blue is one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen. It is extremely well made. It is one of the few movies that will make you feel sick to your stomach from the inside out, and it will make you feel, if you're anything like me, dirty at the end of it. They don't always come out great, Jenny. They don't always come out great. But Perfect Blue's premise is basically this girl who is pretty, she has a stage presence, she has a little bit of a like pop star fame, and suddenly one day her online blog diary of sorts um, seems to have gotten hacked, and she doesn't know by whom, but there is an imposter, and they are writing these entries under her name on her blog, but they are not her. And so the entire movie kind of explores how she deals with this doubling of herself. And it is kind of a psychological horror mystery thriller. And yeah, it's, guys, no need to fight, but you know, you gotta give it to me. I have to answer to a couple of hundred of strangers. Sometimes they're out of the loop and I get asked the same questions and I get tired of answering them. That's all. But we're all, I think most of us are well-meaning folks here. But anyway, the reason why I bring up Perfect Blue is because it's, you might think it's obvious and you're like, June, really? You're just starting to realize this? But it has recently dawned on me how much the performance of the self leaks into your actual identity in terms of what you present becoming you. And I think it's like, oh, it's not her blog. I'm sorry for the fake news. I summarized this movie very poorly. General idea is somebody steals her identity and she's terrified. But where was I? Lost my train of thought. I'll go back to shredding carrot. Oh yes, okay. Performance of the self. Right. Performance of the self. And I like to think that I did not get internet. No, it's just a good day. I guess because everybody's getting laid tonight. Nobody's on their phone. So all of the data bandwidth is for me. But anyway, in terms of performing the self, I like to think that I present a pretty authentic version of myself. And obviously I hype up certain aspects of myself for the camera or for Instagram, or just, you know, to appear a little bit more pumped in terms of my quirkiness. And it becomes me over time if I continue the overly saturated version of me. So the thing that got me started on this train of thought is, like, I've been on Hinge the past couple of weeks, and I've been posting kind of these like cheeky, sarcastic, jabby Instagram stories featuring screen caps from different people's profiles off of Hinge, and either like kind of elbowing and making fun of some of those elements or asking honest questions about them, and also littering these Instagram stories with like sad, depressed, neurotic raccoon memes that I've been finding on my Instagram Explore page, because Instagram knows absolutely everything that's going on in my life and just feeds me all of this relevant content. It's terrifying. Hinge is a dating app. And so normally I go on these dating apps not expecting much, because as a person who's on the asexual spectrum, I understand that for allosexual people, aka, you know, just normal, quote unquote, normally sexual people, it's a tough pill to swallow and oftentimes a deal breaker to be in a romantic relationship with someone who's not very sexually active. And while I'm not sex repulsed, I'm just also not like super sexed, you know? So I don't go on these apps with like a lot of expectations of coming out with my soulmate or a life partner, although I do have hope that maybe I could find someone like that, or at least come away with the experience of having met some really cool people who I could keep as friends, and I have found friends. But I've noticed this shift in me where, as I'm joking about the desert of Hinge in a way, I think I'm making myself more sad about the inability to find someone on this app. Just purely by the act of me spending time to post these stories and spending more of my mental energies creating this narrative of what my experience of Hinge is. And I are you guys fighting again? Don't fight. Or fight. I don't fucking give a shit. Do whatever you want. But yeah, performance of the self. June started not being too serious with Hinge. June posts about Hinge multiple times a day. June creates an identity of a person who's on Hinge and somewhat invested, even if sarcastically. And June in real life, offline, actually seems to become more intricated. Is that a word? Intricated? That's not a word, but you might know what I mean. Into her persona as someone on Hinge. Like, that is terrifying. That is terrifying. So that thought also made me think about why I've not been on lives recently. A couple of practical reasons. One is obviously I've been trying to take on some part-time jobs to pull in some income, and that's been taking up my time. My mental health has gone through a lot of dips, both because of my internal conflicts and external circumstances that really wrecked me mentally, so much so that I had to go back into therapy. Tax season is up, so I'm super stressed and avoidant of that because taxes always bring up extreme anxiety for me. I have been on Bumble and Tinder before, but not after the pandemic, to answer your question. So there's a couple of reasons for why, but I've also just been, I guess, self-isolating in a way from these lives because of two reasons. One is when you're depressed, oftentimes you do want to self-isolate because you don't feel proud of yourself and you feel down and you don't want to interact with anyone and you don't want to show them how bad you're doing. And the second aspect is that I feel like I need to kind of detach from what I perceive to be myself on these platforms, but also not quite myself because I have to think with other people present, even if virtual. So, all of that to say, welcome. I'm making a vegetable salad with zucchini and carrots and green peas, and we're gonna taste some tomato powder, and maybe you'll watch me eat another jar of peanut butter like I've been doing for the past 3 weeks. And I knew I was gonna do this. I'm doing it. I'm not feeling great about it, but I'm also not trying to shame myself about it. And in that respect, I think I've made some improvements in terms of my relationship with myself this year. Have I still fallen into binge eating habits due to variety of mental illnesses that affect me in this particular lump of the year? Yes. Am I choosing to perceive myself differently in repeating these habits? Yes. So I'm not doing exactly the same thing, even though my external behaviors that can be observed are still pretty much the same. The mental behavior is different, and I'm pretty excited to see this shift in myself. And I'm hopeful that in coming cycles and years that I maybe can slowly continue to evolve out of my crutches and coping mechanisms and become more forgiving both towards myself and towards others who might present in their own way unintentionally traumas, like triggers for me. In the past, I've been triggered by so many people's behaviors, not because they had unacceptable behavior, but purely because I had issues with myself that I could not face yet because I was so filled with shame and guilt that when I saw people behaving in a particular way that reminded myself of either my inadequacy or my mentality that was broken, I became resentful. And I thought it was resent towards them for making me feel this way, but at the core of it, it was resent for myself for being this way. And so, in taking away the judgmental resentment for myself, I can then not only begin to heal the relationship with myself, but also to lubricate, smooth over, and heal and cherish my relationship with other people. Not to say all people. There are still some people who hurt you, maybe intentionally. And I'm still deciding what to do about those people. I think oftentimes we immediately go into self-defense mode and say, well, fucking protect yourself. If they're purposefully hurting you, then get the fuck away. But I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. I also identify as demisexual. I think everybody who identifies somewhere on the ACE spectrum probably has a slightly different definition tweaked to their personal experience of it. For me, demisexuality is when I don't experience physical attraction or sexual desire for a person until I've developed a strong and trusting emotional bond and I appreciate them as a holistic person. Only then will I begin to experience physical desire for proximity for them, and it's not guaranteed that I will develop sexual attraction, or rather, sometimes I do feel like I develop sexual attraction, but it does not necessarily mean that I want to act upon those impulses, even if the attraction is present, if that makes sense. I myself am still confused about it sometimes, and that is why I made a community poll and discussion a couple of weeks back, because I want to think about maybe doing a video exploring what it means for me to be on the asexual spectrum, and kind of maybe open up some conversation regarding different people's different experiences on the ace spectrum. I think it could be a really fascinating topic to explore. I haven't really seen asexuality come to the forefront the way other queer identities have, and I think because it is considered like it's viewed as the lack of sexuality, and so how do you present something that's perceived as a lack as a presence? And so I think just by the act of opening up a conversation about it and discussing it, we are making it less of a lack am more of a, more of a what? More of a self, I guess. It continues to fascinate me how different people can be. Like when I got the suicidal DM on Instagram, some people were like, I don't want to think like this, but there's not a 0% chance that this person could just be like trolling you. I hope not. That would be incredibly mean and disheartening. But I don't doubt that there are people in this world somewhere, given that there's billions of us, who would lie about being in a personal crisis, such as suicide, to get either attention or a rise out of someone. And I'm trying to understand that mentality as someone who, especially having the mom that I had, who was always so considerate to her own detriment of others, would never do something like that and would literally die alone rather than put the pressure and the onus of emotional burden on someone else. But I'm starting to learn that people are all very different. And I've lived the first perhaps 3 decades of my life thinking everyone else is more or less like me. Like, I'm not super naive to the point where I think everybody thinks exactly like me, but I think only within the last couple of years, especially during the pandemic, with all of these like virtual work dynamics, that I've realized that, wow, people really have very different mindsets. And they act in such different ways with such different motivations and intentions that I cannot even begin to understand where those intentions come from. And that scares me because if I don't know who I'm talking to, that instills fear in me. If the person is not being truthful with me, then I'm dealing with a ghost, an illusion, a mirage, a monster, maybe even. And I don't know, I won't know until it's too late sometimes, until I've sunken into trouble and I realize, fuck, like, ugh, I'm in fucking trouble. So, I'm learning. Still, I thought in my 30s I would be like there. I thought I would have graduated the school of life, but yeah. Tracy says what June just described sounds like falling in love in a safe way. Why is sex such a huge focus? I mean, people want sex in their romantic relationships as a regular, normal, routinized staple feature. I understand it. I think our culture has bred it into us. I think in a lot of ways we've been taught from everything from like movies and stories and Cosmo magazines about how important sex is in a relationship. And I get it. Like, okay, sex feels great, sure. You know what else feels great? Like eating really fucking good food, hugging my friends, hugging my lover. I just talking to them about their childhood memories, good and bad, talking to them about things that hurt them, talking to them about things that hurt me, talking about feelings we have for each other. All of those things feel really good to me. So as someone on the ACE spectrum, those things overweigh the pleasure of sex far, far more. And so for me to meet someone who's like not willing to be open with all of those things but wants sex, I'm just like, I do not compute. I'm a different creature. I can't I can't communicate myself in this dynamic, this physical dynamic, because I don't even know who I'm dealing with yet. If you're not telling me the truth, who am I smashing my body together with? And it's not, I mean, it's also like not completely exclusive of my upbringing. I come as a Chinese immigrant with Chinese immigrant parents who were, you know, converted to Christianity when they immigrated here, very traditional values. Mom almost voted for fucking Trump because she worked at a Christian organization and they were all anti-abortion, and so, you know, Republican Party line all the way. That is my background. Those are the people who socialize me. They're not awful people, but they have values that I no longer agree with as my own person. And those values all seeped into me unconsciously, consciously, over an extended period of time, and they were formative for me. So do I have like puritanical values concerning the body and sexual purity? Of course I do. Have I grown out of it? Not completely, but I have begun to make the transition out of it. Will it take a long time? I think it has taken a long time. Will it take even more time? Yeah, I'm learning that I don't really know all that much. And as life goes on, I learn even more every year. So, being on the A spectrum makes sense to me, but I'm very upfront about it on dating apps. Like, I put it on my profile. I make sure that before I meet up with someone in person, they have seen that part of my profile that says I'm demisexual, and I ask them if they have questions about what it means to be on the A spectrum for me. And the grader came from the free table from work. It's not really stable, but it is collapsible, so it's great for space saving. So I think I do my due diligence to like put transparency up front, but unfortunately some people don't seem to register it as like my truth. And I think in my 20s, it was way more pervasive for guys to be like, well, maybe you're just inexperienced and you'll just have to find the right guy. Like, maybe I could be that guy who changes your sexual orientation. And maybe, I don't say no to these things. I think sexuality is fluid. I would love to have a fluctuation in my sexual orientation. I am now open to it. I think before I wasn't open to it because I wasn't ready to be fluxing in that identity. And now I'm more willing to be more fluxing in every part of my identity ever since Mom died, because I kind of was presented with this like alternative view of what a sham identity can be and what a prison it can be, and how these morals that come with this particular identity actually don't support you in enjoying life. So I'm still learning. Cool. Let's go back to the salad. What kind of pizza? Here's our homemade chili oil. Deep dish pepperoni sausage. And mushroom, nice. Mom loved the Supreme. Every time we would order like Pizza Hut or Dunkin', not Dunkin', Jesus Christ, or Domino's, oh my gosh, Mom would go cray-cray for that Supreme. She loved the sausage. She hated the pepperoni. She thought the sausage was nice and fatty and juicy, but the pepperoni was always like too salty. And then she would pile white rice on her pizza. I bet if Dunkin' made like pizza bagel bites, they would fucking sell. The kids would go cray-cray for them. Don't you think so? I think I'm gonna put a little bit of Mom's MSG. They're just green peas. They're not split, they're just whole green peas. Dried. I cook them from dried. Hi, Missouri. I put chili oil on top. I put like a 1/4 cup of chili oil crisp. You don't understand MSG? Okay, it's a salt. What else would you like to understand about it? Do you understand paprika? Do you understand black pepper? We could put vinegar. You know what I can do? I can put some of my veggies on top. I hope this is still good. We made it in November. Actually, I'm just gonna put vinegar in my personal serving bowl. That way I can resist the urge to ruin everything. Hi, Julius and Christian. Do you always cook like this? Yes, correct. I do. Pickled beets are amazing. Guys, can you share, if you're comfortable, obviously, you don't have to share anything if you don't want to, but I would love to know how quickly you think you can genuinely fall in love with a person. Like, how fast is too fast? And what period of time would you consider it to be like a legitimate falling in love and not just blindsided infatuation? I don't know what healthy falling in love is, but sure, let's go with that. Within the first few minutes of a date? What? Guys, are you for real, Libras? Yeah, what does being in love even mean? Good question. Good question. 1 year minimum. Wow, look at all these answers. Holy shit. Holy shit. Why did I choose to make a salad? I need vegetables. 3 months. Wow. When you feel like you can't live without the other person, I don't know. I think we're capable of much more than we think we are. When you know, you know. Interesting. I've heard that a lot of times. When I look at pizza. You really think you're in love with pizza? You really think you're in love with pizza? Yeah, I think when you can fart in front of the other person, that's like even beyond in love. That's just like in community, you know? I would love to be in community with someone soon. This is good. I don't even know if I need vinegar. Honestly, I don't know. But I'll try it for you guys. I mean, if you can fart in front of your cat, then you probably love your cat. Also, it's a cat. There's different egos involved with pets. Bethany, I love that. Bethany says lasting love comes from practicing conflict resolution with each other. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of involuntary celibates out there. You're not alone. Ooh, let me show you this new hairstyle I think I'm gonna start wearing more. I think I made the salad a little too spicy. Ooh. Ooh. What do you think of the 5 love languages concept? I think it is useful up to a point. All labels. There are people who debunk it. I think the concept in general is useful. I think the book is bullshit. I haven't read it, but I saw a video critiquing it, and they have solid points. I'm a huge fan of Death of the Author, though, so I think if the love languages concept can help you navigate a relationship better and come to an understanding with your partner, then yeah, do it. Okay, hairstyle. We're gonna go for a middle part, roughly. Yeah, I know it's not cool, but guys, it's so cute. It makes me feel like I'm back in fucking 7th grade or something. I was getting kind of tired of my single one-sided pony, half pony, whatever you want to call that style. Do we like it? It gets the hair out of my face. I like it. And then it doesn't pull my hairline towards one side, which relaxes it a little bit and is a much needed break. I can be cute when I want to be cute. I can also be a bitch when I want to be a bitch. I am a versatile little bean. I am a snazzy little legume. I need money before I can get more tattoos. Unfortunately, I think I look more like my dad, who's a little bit uglier than my mom. Not a little bit, like a lot uglier. Sorry, Dad, but you know it's true. I wish I were as beautiful as Mom, but I got a little bit of her. This salad is delicious. Thank you for all the compliments. I wish I could believe your compliments, but there is a substantial part of me that refuses to let those through. But I appreciate you saying that. I also don't want us to like harp on beauty. I think it's kind of insidious. And I've been using this word insidious a lot, and I would love it if you guys could throw me a thesaurus and tell me what other words I can use, but like beauty is insidious. I would like to work away from the framework of you are beautiful, you are gorgeous. It's something about it feels off to me. I haven't formulated the thoughts for it, but it makes me feel like I'm being judged. And I don't want us to have to judge each other, even if it's positive. Even if it feels positive. Because the way positivity works is it's contrasted against negativity. So in order for a positive praise to exist, there is a negative half that has also to exist in order to uphold this binary. I like being appreciated. That is great. That is a wonderful alternative. I really liked a person, and he kept making comments about how beautiful I was or how perfect I am, and did not end well. And the retrospective analysis that's going on in my brain is trying to dissect all of those dynamics that in the moment, even though it sounded nice, had already started making me feel hesitant for some reason that I could not quite put my finger on. But there was a part of my brain that was like, doesn't feel real, doesn't feel truthful, doesn't know me. Praising beauty sometimes is just manipulation. I'm sure. Yes. Very many manipulative traits evolved that I did not catch until much later. And they were deeply damaging. But going back to what I was saying earlier, sometimes when you don't know the person, you don't realize just how far deep in you've sunk until you've sunk too deep. How good looking do you feel? I don't know. I've been having a lot of body image issues. Like, I've been doing my depressive eating binges, and I've been gaining some weight, and it's like condensing in my stomach area, which has always been my like body dysmorphia central, and I get it genetically from my dad. And I'm trying to come to terms with it. I think it's okay to not like your body sometimes. It doesn't mean that I have to hate myself for it. It just means I don't like a part of my body. That's fine. I don't believe in body positivity, like you can only be positive. Like, that's a lie. You can't only be positive about something. You have to have balance. So I allow myself to not like parts of myself, and that's fine. It is a feeling, it is a judgment, it can pass with time. There are different perspectives that I can roam around to and fro. And I don't know, currently on a scale of 1 to 10, 6? I usually float there. Sometimes I can hit an 8. Like, there are moments in my life where I have hit an 8, maybe even an 8.5, but I don't think I've hit that in a long time. I don't know what my star sign is. Acceptance is the most liberating thing I can grant myself. To know exactly how I get hurt, how I continue to perpetuate hurt onto myself, to know why I do it, or even to not know why I do it, but simply that I do it and that's okay because that doesn't define my entirety, is liberating. I have body image issues. Whether or not you tell me I'm good looking or bad looking are both judgments on me. And so in a way, they're both triggers for me. And obviously getting complimented on my looks is more supported by societal acceptance, but I am not society in my head. I'm part society in my head, but I'm also part a lot of, you know, this is a term that I learned in farm school that I'm gonna start using now, polyvocality. There are many different voices inside my brain, all instituting different value systems and morality systems and contradictions of each other. So whenever I get past a judgment, whether it be positive or negative, it forces me to have to like process it through all of these different frameworks that are contradictory within me. And that creates war. I'm being dramatic about it by saying it's a war, but it is like a low-key war. It makes me have to think about it mentally and process it and digest it and like go through all of these different systems of morals and values and criteria and be like, does it check this box off? Am I good according to this system? Am I good according to this system? Am I good according to this system? And it's like a fucking lot of work in your brain, you know? So that's all. So you may think that when I say anything about, oh, I don't feel good about my body, I don't think I'm that pretty, that you think the solution is to tell me that I am pretty. But actually, it sometimes really doesn't actually help. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just trying to explain what goes on in my brain when that happens. And I'm sure I'm not alone in this. A lot of people with body image issues do not like getting complimented on their body because the compliment reminds them of derogatory remarks. It's two sides of the same fucking coin. The coin is judgment. No matter how you flip that coin, you are still judging someone. And then I think the thought becomes, what gives you this authority to, one, judge someone, and then two, what gives you the power to think that your opinion matters? And I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm just saying, like, where is your ego at when you're giving these judgments on someone else? So that's how my brain works. In my brain, by default of being judged, that is a relationship of condescension and unequal power dynamic. Like, it defaults me to having to receive your judgment and therefore relegates me to a more subjugated position. Yeah, and I'm not saying people shouldn't judge, but I'm saying simply there are consequences to people judging other people, right? It's the same when it comes to judging bodies. It's the same when it comes to judging personalities. It's the same when it comes to judging art, including music and movies and food even, judging lifestyles, judging the words you speak, judging your politics. Like, all of those judgments involve some sort of condescension because it involves some sort of fragmented ego. It involves perpetuating one mindset being superior to another. Even me talking about judgment right now is sort of patronizing you and is a form of condescension. Like, living in our postmodern world, I'm fucking guilty of everything that I criticize, right? By default of criticizing the critique, I'm guilty. I'm implicated. There is no outside text. So that's all. Just more of my usual bullshit, you know. The salad is great though. I'm very happy with it. Alright. Let's try this. I can already smell it from this sealed for freshness. Immediately it smells like candy. It smells like the sweetest sun-dried tomatoes. It smells like fresh roasted bell peppers. It smells like dried dates. It smells like cherry tomatoes in the summer when it's like in season. It doesn't even look red, actually. It looks brown. It looks like a curry powder in person. It looks redder on camera than it does look in person. They have to ship with some space so that it doesn't explode in deliveries. There needs to be some sort of air so that the product can shift and settle. Shit, what do I eat this with? Dude, I really want to dip. Oh God, why did I see that? Guys, my first bite of tomato powder will be on a marshmallow. Damn it, June. Damn it. I love ketchup chips. This is why I wanted to buy the tomato powder, because I fucking love tomato flavor. It's like rich and buttery with a little hint of bell pepper bitterness. That kind of like juicy, masculine, but emasculated masculinity of a green bell pepper when you crunch down into it raw. Emasculated masculinity. I'm gonna start using that. That's sexy. Who has a tomato perfume? Who has a tomato perfume? Why are you guys telling me not to do it? Dude, you know I work best with reverse psychology. Wow. Guys, what the fuck? Dude, you know what this tastes like? It tastes like the fucking sweetest mango with tahini. That's what it tastes like. Like a piece of really sweet dried mango. That's not too tough, but it's still a little bit chewy because my marshmallows are kind of dehydrated now. Coated in tahini. Whoa. 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 All right, now let's try it on our zucchini and peas. Mmm. Whoa. Whoa. It makes the chili oil come alive. Guys, very exciting news for our next long form video, which is going to be so fucking depressing. Get ready for it. I'm not bleeping out any curse words, except maybe the first couple, because I don't want to get demonetized. I don't think you can get demonetized if you like don't curse too much and sporadically in the later half of the videos. I just love cursing too much, you know? It's so fun. It's so fun. It's a whole part of language that has been segregated and denigrated, and I'm just like, why though? Why? It's language, it's words. We use it to communicate feelings, thoughts, impulses, personality, culture. Mm-hmm. Tomato does have naturally occurring MSG, you're right. It tastes so good here. Wow. Wow. Dan is going to be in it. You like Dan? He's available, ladies. I'm telling you. Jump on it. What was I saying? Cursing. Yes. Recently, somebody commented on one of my Instagram posts where I put up boundaries about explaining how DMs to me work. Like, if you DM me, I might take a screenshot of it, take out all identifying factors in the exchange, including your profile icon photo and your name if you ever list it. And I might use it in my story, and I also put up a clear boundary of, like, if you ask me for shit, like recipes or restaurant recommendations or this or that, or ask me to, like, repost things and link out to your page or your GoFundMe or your charity, I might not do it. Chances are I probably won't do it because I'm sick and tired of being like a human microphone for everybody. Even if it's a good cause, I just don't want to do it. And then somebody commented yesterday and she was like, I would never do any of these things that you listed, but did you really have to write this? It's clear that you don't mind alienating your followers. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I don't mind alienating my followers. I was like, you can unfollow me anytime you want. It's a free country for now. It's weird. The internet is weird. People like to think of themselves as nice people who are not entitled, but in their very comments exudes a certain type of entitlement. Like, the comment continued on to say, I loved watching your videos during the pandemic. You helped me a lot. I'm paraphrasing. But lately, your content and your posts have taken on a completely different tone. And I was like, yeah? Am I not allowed to change? Like, I'm just forever beholden to the original me that you met through my work for a corporation and food media? It's weird, guys. Like, people get angry at you for being you, but the you that they didn't see before, and that maybe it's a you that you didn't even know you had before, but now it is the you, and then they get upset that you are different and that you changed, and it's almost like, damn, I'm betraying people who never knew me for who I am. People get ideas of how good of a person I am, and I'm just like, actually, no. I didn't mean to give you that impression, but you got it from somewhere. Nowco says there's a difference between a person and a persona. And for me, it's also confusing because I don't actually know where my persona ends and my personhood starts, because I've tried to be me in presenting a persona, but at the end of the day, this is still a persona. It kind of bleeds into me, and then I bleed into it, and then at the end of the day, I don't know who's who. Perfect blue. people like robots, you know? Like, we're all fascinated with AI technology now. It is so intense, what the AIs are capable of. They write essays, they know everything, they sound like the perfect person. I probably would want to date them. Guys, I might eat this whole salad. It's so good. I bet this would be great with any beans, actually. I bet this would be great in a peanut dressing too. But maybe tonight could be a night where I don't eat peanut butter for once. I think I've eaten peanut butter literally every night for the past 3 weeks. I kid you not. Yo, Aaron was using ChatGPT today. Fucking mind-blowing. Like, insane. Insane. How did we do this? How did we manage to do this? I love this tomato powder, y'all. ChatGPT is an AI system that you could like ask questions of it, and it will like write whole essays for you. I think Aaron asked them to explain like a social theory in iambic pentameter in sonnet form, and they did it. This machine can rap, y'all. And it can rap well, or it can rap like shit if you ask it to. It's insane. I personally have not used it, but it scares me. I'm sure we'll all get used to it soon enough, though. Hello, new follower. Welcome to the weird. Buckle up. Guys, we don't have to be nervous. We just have to get ready for change. Change is fine. If it means humans becoming obsolete as part of this change, then we will fucking become obsolete. So what? Calm down. So what? Salvatore and Jessica from Gilroy. Heart, 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 heart. Man, I'm not even charging you for this. While humble flutist, you will fit right in. No, it does not remind me of potato salad, but great idea to put mayo. Which I did buy one more of yesterday, because it was on sale at H Mart for $3. And I don't want to do Cameo, correct? You know how to make my life better. Always and forever. I'm gonna get so high after we go offline. Treat yourself today. You're still scarred from the marshmallows? Baby girl. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. This is how you learn, okay? This is how you train your palate. What possibilities are out there in the world? I do this for myself. I do this for you. I do this for humanity, and I do it for the chaos of the universe. It all fits somehow, you know? It's not really that great, but I don't hate it. Would not recommend. Texture is intriguing. I think if they didn't flavor their marshmallows with like a fake vanilla flavor, it would work way better. But the flavoring in the marshmallows are kind of clashing with everything else in here. These hard-boiled eggs. Okay. You got it, girl. What else you want from me? I constantly make myself sick. It's part of inoculation for life and all that it throws at you. Yes, I can put tomato powder on the bite of an egg. You're officially not hungry. You're welcome. I do not have this hard-boiled egg because I like hard-boiled eggs. I have this hard-boiled egg because Grandma has started giving me her hard-boiled eggs. I think because she actually is tired of eating hard-boiled eggs. Excuse me. But she wants me to think that it's because she wants me to grow big and strong. Which is fine. I'll believe in that. But there are only so many hard-boiled eggs you can eat before you get sick of it. And Grandma really did this to herself because they used to give her scrambled, but then she would always complain that the eggs had no structure and never looked like eggs, so then I put in the request for hard-boiled eggs, but now she's tired of them. Now she's fully, like, not wanting it at all. So be careful what you ask for, you know, I guess. So this has no salt on it. And you don't need it because the tomato powder makes it taste like salt. Just like how tahini tastes. Wow. So good. Come on, dangly dang. Okay. The only ingredients listed, 100% sun-dried tomato ground. That's it. There's also salt already in my zucchinis, and there's salt in my chili oil, so there is salt everywhere in this bowl. There's probably salt in the marshmallows too, honestly. Should I ask Burlap and Barrel for an affiliate link so you guys get a discount or something? Oh my gosh, that'll make me a real YouTuber. This salad is so MSG. Good night. Ooh, Cool Ranch. Good, good. This was from a flea market in the East Village when I still worked in restaurants. It says on the bottom something I can't read right now. So I'll find the other one that doesn't have food particles in it. It says Dynaware, Dynaware, and then Pyrorey, Pyro-O-REY, 16. I have not used the separated bowl yet, and I am starting to get heartburn from the chili oil. Woof. Hi, Thailand. What is the oldest kitchen equipment you have, and what is the newest? The oldest has to have come from my mom. It's a tie between this Chinese medicine pot and the rice cooker. But I'm too lazy to take it out now, so you don't get to see it. Bye, Knuckle. I'm gonna do some dishes now. You guys can think of what questions you want to pose the chat and me. And I'll be back. 7-year-olds are very perceptive. I don't plan the live streams. Don't plan the live streams. It's the only way for me to continue enjoying doing the live streams if I don't plan them. If I plan them, they feel like obligation and jobs, and even when I don't plan them, I still have in the back of my head this like lingering feeling that I should go live, that it's been too long since I've gone live, and that like it's gonna destroy the YouTube channel, which I have done a great job of already, by not following any posting schedules, by not keeping my content streamlined towards one topic. Like, I've basically disobeyed all the rules of YouTube success. So I technically should not be worried about any of these things, but I do because, again, split minds, split personalities, split value systems all inhabit my single brain. And it's a really cluttered, messed up place in there. Okay, I'm back. If no further questions are leaking out of your brains, I think I'll log off. Maybe go smoke. Kathy Henry, maybe in another lifetime. I hope he found the girl of his dreams, though. We'll be bloated as fuck, and I'm gonna enjoy every moment of it. Bye, y'all.